This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Wednesday, July 29th. We made it to halfway through the week, everybody. Give yourselves a round of applause.
That counts nowadays.
It does count.
Yes.
Every day counts. And if my dress had a sound, it would be brrr, bing.
Yeah. It's like business, and then shoulders are like after party.
It's like a mullet of dresses.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. All right, I am Tori here with Al. Stephanie joins us from home looking sunny in lemon sorbet.
You should be in the Catalina Islands.
Ooh.
You look amazing.
I like that.
Yeah, very tropical. How are you feeling today?
You. I'm good. I'm feeling very like I need a summer holiday in Italy with a limoncello after you just said that. I was here for it, Tori. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm totally with you there, by the way. Let's get started here. This is super interesting. So an Instagram post from Madonna got flagged and removed for spreading false coronavirus information to her 15 million followers. It featured Dr. Stella Emanuel, who claimed to have treated 350 coronavirus patients with hydroxychloroquine. The video also got taken down from Twitter. Dr. Emanuel, and yes, she is a real doctor, has had some other controversial claims in the past, including that sex with demons in your dreams can cause medical issues, and that alien DNA is currently being used in medicine. So the question is it dangerous to promote videos like this? And was it smart for Twitter to take it down? I think the American Medical Association might want to revoke her license because of spreading disinformation can be used as such a weapon, and that seems crazy to me. What are your thoughts on that?
It could cost people their lives.
Yeah.
We've been down the hydroxychloroquine road months ago.
Yeah.
It was proven not to work. But here we are again with one person. It just shows how that can stoke. And then somebody like Madonna with her millions of followers can retweet. She has no medical degree. I don't understand how we keep going down this road. But I mean, I do think at this point, because so many people do get their information, their news from Twitter, from Facebook, it's obligatory for them to do it.
It's almost a public health crisis. Steph, tell me about why you think Madonna, that's what kind of is weirding me out. She always seemed more rational and science-based, I guess. What do you think? I know, maybe not.
I don't know. I feel like I was like, really?
I've never heard that about Madonna, Steph.
Well, she's not cray-cray.
No, I love Madonna, and I think she's exceptional and has wonderful talent in maybe other areas, shall we say. When it comes to performing and singing and all of that, like, I am here for it, and, you know, I love her. But I feel like sometimes she has this tendency sometimes of just, like, really missing the mark. Do you remember when she filmed her son singing and dancing to Michael Jackson in regards to the Black Lives Matter movement a while ago, and that was really just off the mark? But I feel like the problem here is we do need to remember, Al just said, a lot of people get their news off Twitter. Sadly, a lot of people get their news from celebrities. And there will be people that like solely will listen to Madonna and everything that she says because they absolutely adore her. So that's what's really scary sometimes, when these people have got such a huge audience that are so dedicated and will listen to them incredibly. And unfortunately, the information that Madonna has chosen to post is one that's actually really concerning, quite frankly dangerous. And I hope that no one really listens or tries to attempt to follow or copy or ask their doctor to do. But yeah, also I think the doctor needs to have her license revoked. I mean, some of the things she's saying, it's extremely concerning, and I think that's where the initial problem lies, because people will also believe her because she's a trained doctor.
Exactly, that white coat means everything. Really quickly, Dr. Keller spoke and said, if a percentage of the population, she's a doctor about the pandemic, says if a percentage of the population does not listen to data and avoid masks, because this doctor also doesn't think you need to wear masks, and instead focus on treatments that aren't proven, we're going to be in it for a long time before we get to normal. So interesting talk. Let's hear what you have to say. Please write us in. This is a really interesting story as well. Tiffany Haddish is thinking twice about becoming a mom, but the reason behind her feelings is rooted in racism. So speaking with Carmelo Anthony on his YouTube series, What's in Your Glass, Tiffany, who is 40, got emotional when talking about how racism plays into her fears about having kids. Take a look.
I'm older now, I'm a little older, and people always like, you're gonna have a baby when you're gonna have some babies, when you're gonna drop some babies, and there's a part of me that would like to do that, and I always make up these excuses like, oh, I need $1 million in the bank before I can touch it, or I need this, I need that. But really, it's like, I would hate to give birth to someone that looks like me and then knowing that they're going to be hunted or killed.
That is such a crazy, that's hard to hear. Al, what's your response to that?
I actually said those exact words on this show. I believe it was when the George Floyd murder had taken place, and you know, everybody's very emotional, but I meant what I said, and right after I said that, I got a text from Smurfy, who's right up behind us, Sharon, and she said, don't ever say that. You're a wonderful father and you bring wonderful kids into this world. And I really needed to hear that at the time, and I love you, Sharon, for saying that. Honestly, you know, I think a lot of black folks feel that way because you're like, why would I bring somebody in this? But what I'd encourage my friend Tiffany to remember is that black folks have been dealing with injustice since the beginning of time. And, you know, I'm sure when she was conceived, if she's 40, I believe, that means that her parents conceived her right almost smack dab in the middle of the civil rights movement. And, you know, so, and her parents did it, and now we have this wonderful soul on this planet. So I did my math wrong, that'd be 1980.
Well, it's okay, we're not focused on math. The numbers don't really matter.
But you know what I mean? It's always been tough, but that doesn't mean you don't do it.
Wow, a lot of people said that during the Holocaust and during that time, for Jews, it was like, do you have a baby Jew? Because think about what it could happen to that child. Steph, how do you feel about this? That's so moving, Al, what you said about how you need to hear that you need another life like that, because she's so talented.
Oh my gosh, it really, like, when I heard her saying it, you know, I mean, like, the initial things that she said, you know, and also, people should never really be asking when you're gonna have a baby and when this and when that, but that's a whole other issue. And then some of the reasons she gave, like, oh, you need loads of money, you need this, that, the other. And then to hear her say, you know, that she didn't want to bring a baby in the world because of racism, and she didn't want a child that obviously looked like her, meaning the color of her skin. And to hear Al Jackson, you know, say things like that, sometimes it's really sad. It really, like, upsets me. But I think at least now the beauty is we're more aware, people, it's more spoken about, people are having, you know, their eyes open to things and uncomfortable conversations that they never had previously. So I hope this is just like, this is obviously like the very, like, there's a whole iceberg under the water that we're yet to even get to, but at least, like, the iceberg is a little bit visible, you know, and that gives me hope. And I hope that for any black viewers out there that may feel like that, I'm so sorry. And I don't stop your life. Don't stop having children. Don't do all the things that you want to do in life because of this. It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, and to hear what's interesting to me, what really broke my heart is when she broke, she heard herself say what she really felt was, I'm worried to have someone look like me, which is such a emotional thing. That's what a mother wants for their child. And then she starts to break. And then it's because of hunted and killed. It was a very interesting conversation. So I'll be listening to that podcast as well. Moving on to Taylor Swift. I know Al is excited.
Yes.
Taylor Swift is being accused of ripping off the logo of a black-owned fashion business. So let's take a look at this. This is Amira Rasool, the CEO of an online retail store, The Folklore. She tweeted out an image of her logo next to the logo on Taylor Swift's cardigan, okay, which reads The Folklore Album. In the tweet, Amira accuses Taylor of stealing the label's design. Well, it appears that Taylor took notice. Currently, that same cardigan appears on her website, but now the label just reads Folklore Album. She said she absolutely didn't know and didn't want to harm anyone and didn't want to step on anyone's toes. And actually, Amira says, I commend Taylor's team, there's a tweet, for recognizing the damage the merchandise caused to my company and the Folklore's brand. I recognize she's been a strong advocate for women, protecting their creative rights, so it was good to see her team is on the same page. Man, do I wish Lady A had just done this out. I wish they had not gone and then countersued Lady A.
Do you guys see what happens when two rational adults come to the table over a disagreement and figure it out? All you got to do is just fix it. You don't have to fight back and say, no, the F is a little bit different shape, and no, mine, the E is kind of smaller. It's just like, oh, I messed up on that. People mess up all the time. You own it, and you fix it, and look at this. I hope it's good for the store Folklore. It looks like they got some cool stuff, and obviously Taylor continues to kill it, and just from what I've heard, this album's dope, so good on her.
It's a really good album. I'm telling you, if you want to curl up with a cat and some rain, this is your album. Steph, how do you feel about the whole situation and how it went down?
I'm loving the cat in the rain analogy there, so I'm living for that. You know what? Out of any celebrity, Taylor Swift seems to really walk the walk and talk the talk. So by that I mean she's obviously released something, which then she's been pulled up on, and immediately and publicly she's addressed it, and she's, like Al said, she's fixed it. Now I think out of any celebrity also, she's very big into copyright and creative rights because of past experiences that have happened to her with her brand and her music and her rights and image. So I think she would take this incredibly seriously. But on a plus side, obviously folklore, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I had never heard of them prior to this conversation and Taylor's album. So I think they're going to be quids in, because so many eyeballs now, because of Taylor Swift and the fact that she's publicly said she's sorry, are going to go straight to their brand and check their stuff out too. So I hope it's a win-win for them both.
I do. I think it's a win-win, and good on you, Taylor, for walking the walk. I agree with you, Steph. Let us know, Swifties. Let us know. Stephanie, please stick around.
I want to be a Swiftie.
You are a Swiftie. You can be it right now.
Okay, I'll listen to that album.
Okay, coming up on TV. What's the real story behind the black and white photo challenge on Instagram? We'll explain it all. Plus, it's the return of What Up Wednesday. Stephanie gives us the scoop on the stars hitting the road during the pandemic. Don't go away.
Tuna casserole again?
I'm broke. I spent my money on car insurance.
What are you giving up to pay for car insurance? Save money with Good to Go Auto Insurance. Get
Hot celebrity gossip? Well, you're in luck, because we're bringing back my favourite What Up Wednesday from my home to yours. So let's get started. Our first stop on the What Up World map is in Los Angeles, home to pop princess Britney Spears. She's been keeping boredom at bay while sheltering in place by dancing, walking through a garden and working out, but fans have seen a very different side of Britta's this week when she posted this picture. Hello, that's a lot of henna. I guess boredom gets even to the best of us. Here's what's up. We're all guilty of getting a little stir-crazy during quarantine. I mean, Jeff Foxworthy shaved his moustache for the first time in 40 years. And we can't forget Pink's haircut, or should I say hair disaster.
What do you think? Good look?
So, I mean, yeah, Britney's decided to go a little bit over the top with the henna, so I'll give her a pass this one time, but she better not be saying, oops, I did it again. Our next stop is, well, all across the USA, because how does a celebrity vacay social distancing style? Well, in an RV, of course. Christina Aguilera, Kelly Osbourne, and the Biebers are just some of the many faces to ditch city living for a country life. I mean, I've ridden horses, I've been on a cattle drive, so before the next time you lot put on a cowboy hat, remember to give credit where credit is due. Yeehaw! And our last stop is in New York, where Martha Stewart is busy taking thirst trap photos on her East Hamptons estate. Now, let me tell you that I have not forgotten this sultry selfie that the 78-year-old posted just last week. Chelsea Handler, never one to miss out on the fun, recreated the photo. Martha told ET that Chelsea's rendition, well, she was a big fan, but that's not all. Martha says she accepts Chelsea's invitation to go and smoke a J with her. Now, here's what's up. If you needed any other sign that this year's just gone completely off the rails, it's Martha Stewart, of all people, partaking in the green culture. That's it for this week's What Up Wednesday. It is great to be back. I'll be back next week with all the celebrity gossip, and DBL will be back after this.
Hi, I'm Lori Grineer, an inventor and entrepreneur.
Welcome back to DBL. So you may have noticed your Instagram feed full of women posting a black and white photo of themselves. Many celebrities, from Kerry Washington, Jennifer Aniston, Eva Longoria. They also have accepted the, quote, challenge as a symbol of female empowerment. But some claim the people say the challenge actually started in Turkey in order to raise awareness of the high rates of femicide in the country. As one Instagram user in Turkey explained, Turkish people wake up every day to see a black and white photo of a woman murdered on their social media feeds, newspapers, and TV screens. She went on to say, quote, I've seen many of my international friends participate in this challenge without knowing the meaning. While I am aware there's no ill will, it's important to remind ourselves why posting a picture with a black and white filter is a challenge to begin with. So I didn't know anything about this. I didn't post mine because I didn't understand it and I wanted to know more. And then I felt guilty for not posting, but what I hear, I didn't know this, is like a lot of females, 500 women were murdered in Turkey in 2019. We saw a picture of Pinar Gultekin. She was killed at the hands of her boyfriend at 27. It's happening every day, and they're not enforcing the Istanbul Convention, which is supposed to be preventing that. So this is just to educate everybody about what it actually is about. Did you know, Al?
I did not know.
Yeah.
And this is, you know, covering the story today is the first time that I just saw a challenge. And in a weird way, this kind of reminded me of the Als Ice Bucket challenge.
Right.
You remember it started
Of
for
course.
ALS, and then after a while, it was just like, what creative ways can I dump a bucket of ice on my high school principal's head?
Right.
But I do think that people did become more aware of ALS. Was it perfect? Was it a little ham-handed? Yes.
You know how much money they made from that for
much?
ALS? Millions for research.
Exactly.
So it did its job. Steph, did you post and did you know? Because I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Go ahead, my love.
So I received a nomination from another co-host, and I'll be honest, I read it, and I thought it was very sweet that they thought of me, but I did think, like, what has this got to do with female empowerment by posting a black and white photo? I was very unsure. But, you know, I was like, okay, I want to uplift and support other women, and the message that our co-host sent me was incredibly sweet. So I was like, you know what, okay, fine. Later that day, I've got a friend that lives in the Middle East, and she actually informed me of the reason why the challenges started. She lives very close to Turkey, and she filled me in. So what I decided to do, I nominated 50 different women, and what I wanted to do is after every single woman then in turn posted, I then reposted their photo, and then I then sent them the message that my friend had sent me, and I said after all of them had posted their photo, I was then going to post it on my own Instagram stories to try and explain the meaning. So that's what I did. I feel like I wish I'd have done it slightly differently, or I wish my friend had told me slightly before. She couldn't have told me before I posted the photo, but I think, like you said, it's a great way of raising awareness, and also it just means that it's something we all need to also put our eyeballs on and help the women of Turkey.
Yeah, they're protesting out there in the streets just like we have protesters here. So now we know about it. So glad to know the filter behind the filter challenge. Good one, Tor.
You were proud of that one.
I was.
You
Coming
wrote
up,
that at 4 o'clock this morning.
I was like, write it down. You're going to forget it. Coming up, Jeff's got a home hack that can actually help prevent fires.
All right, Smokey.
He'll tell you all about it coming up next. Only you can prevent it.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
name, right?
No.
Okay, is so important to help prevent fire hazards. Jeff shows us a simple cleaning trick in today's DBL home hack presented by who, y'all?
American Home Shield.
That's right.
Hey guys, so today's home hack might be one of the easiest ones, but it also might be one of the most important ones. And I'm talking about cleaning out that dryer vent. What you need to do first, guys, you just need one product here. It's $6 at Home Depot. This is just gonna go in your vent from the outside and clean out all that loose dust, which could sometimes start fires. So what we're gonna do is locate where your dryer duct is. So if you follow me, I'll show you where mine is at my house. All right, guys, so the first thing you want to do is locate where your dryer duct vent is on the outside of your house. As you can see, I'm on the outside of my house, and it's going to look like this. It's just going to have a hole. Mine has a screen on it right now, and I just cleaned mine out, so I'm not going to take all this out. This is a home hack, not hack up Jeff's home. And what you're going to want to do is just take this little piece, put this in there, swirl it all around. All it is a little duct, and pull out all that loose lint. That's where fire starts. So you're going to want to make sure that's clean. It's something not a lot of people think about, like I told you in the beginning, but it's very important. So get that cleaned out, get all that dry lint out of there. You might want to shut off your dryer to start off with, just in case you don't want to start any fires. And then once it's all cleaned out, plug it back in, and you're good to go, guys. When it comes to your home, American Home Shield warranty helps cover many things homeowners insurance leaves out. Call American Home Shield at 1-800-919-3629 to get a free quote today.
Well done, Jeff. I just was saying to Patty, our senior producer, I didn't know what that thing at the side of the house was. Thought it was like a chute, a laundry chute or something.
Why would you shoot laundry onto the side of your house?
To get closer to the laundry lines.
No, the laundry lines.
The clotheslines.
Okay.
Is that what they're called?
What is this, the Sound of Music? What are you drying your stuff on a hill?
The hills are alive. Steph, did you know what that was?
I'm not gonna lie, no. I'm with you, I have no idea. But I live in an apartment building, so I've got no
They still
idea.
have laundry there?
Yeah, well, it shoots right out. DBL's new every day. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye, guys.